Alright guys, so in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to colorize a portrait or colorize a picture in a very diffused way. So for this one I chose to color yellow. You guys can pick whatever colors you would like. But first step, you're going to open your image. So to open an image in Photoshop, go to File, Open. Then you're going to find your image. So if you downloaded it from the internet, it's going to be under Downloads. If you screenshotted it, it's going to be on your desktop. You're just going to find the image, then click Open, and it'll pop up in Photoshop. The first step after this is we need to unlock the layer. So if your layer is locked, down in the bottom right corner, you'll see the little lock symbol, and you just have to click on the lock, which allows us to edit it and access the image. Next step is we're going to copy or duplicate this layer by holding down Command and tapping J. You'll notice that in the bottom right corner in your layers panel, you now have 2 layers, not just one. And we're going to rename that layer 0 copy. So to rename it, double click on the name. It'll be highlighted in blue. And we're going to name this Desaturate, because we're going to desaturate the image by taking all the color out. Once you have it named, go ahead and hit Enter. And our next step is going to be actually desaturating this. So if we go up to Image, Adjustments, and then Desaturate, which will make it black and white, which is just what we need. So again, we're going to copy this layer, so make sure you're on your Desaturate layer by clicking on it, hold down Command, tap J, and that'll get us the Desaturate copy. We're then going to double click on the name, and we're going to call this one Find Edges and Invert. Again, hit Enter, and we're going to move forward. Next step is going to be to find the edges. So to find the edges, we're going to go to Filter. We're going to go down to Stylize, and then we're going to click on the Find Edges option. So this is going to find all our edges. It's going to change the colorization and everything. Next, we need to invert it. So to invert it, hold down Command, tap I, which is going to change the picture completely. It's going to change all the whites to black and all the blacks to whites. Again, once we've done this, we're going to duplicate the layer. So holding down Command J, so that we have a Find Edges and Invert copy. And we're going to name this one Diffuse. And then hit Enter. So again, the next step is going to be to actually diffuse this layer. So you're going to go up to Filter, back down to Stylize. You're going to click on the first one, which is Diffuse. So what Diffuse is going to do is it's going to soften up our image. It's going to give us an example of how it wants to look. Yours is going to be set at normal. I want you to bring it down to the anisotropic, which will change it to kind of this more, it looks more like smoky, kind of like food coloring in water look. And then you can hit OK. Next, we're going to go into New Adjustments. So New Adjustments is in the bottom right corner. It's this half circle. It's half filled in, half not filled in. And when you click on this, it's going to bring up another window. Once this window's up, you're going to find Color. And then you're going to pick your color. So for this one, I think I'm going to go more of a maroon. But again, you guys can pick whatever color you'd like to at this point. But once we've picked our color, we're going to change our blending mode. So where it says normal in the bottom right corner, that's our blending mode. We're going to change that over to color, which is all the way at the bottom. And then click OK. Alright, so once I've got this, I can go back and change the color if I want to. To change the color, in your layers panel, you just double click and you'll move your color around. So if I wanted to go to a light green, I could change it to my light green if I wanted to. But the next step is going to be messing with the highlights, changing the shadows in the highlights and exposure. So we're going to click on our diffuse layer, which is the second layer down, and we're going to create a new adjustment. and we're going to click on levels so that we can change the levels of this picture. So once we click on levels, we're going to have this properties window right here. If you pull the darker gray one, it's going to affect your shadows all the way on the left side. If you pull all the way on the right side, it's going to affect your highlights. And then the middle one's going to change the balance of the two. So I'm just going to kind of mess with that. Play with it as you would like to. Once you guys are all done, we're going to flatten the image. To flatten the image, click on your first layer. Hold down Shift, click on your bottom layer. You're then going to hold down Control, click on one of the layers, and you're going to go to Flatten Image. Next, you guys will export it. To export it, go to File, Export, and then Export As. This is going to allow us to make it a smaller file, so it's not going to take forever to save. It's not going to take forever to upload, and it'll give me a little preview on Google Classroom for when I'm grading. So to change to JPEG, up here in the file settings under format, yours is going to be at PNG. I want you guys to change it to JPG, which is JPEG. Click on Export All. The next window is going to ask you where you would like to save it. I want to save this to my desktop, so it's easy. I'm going to change it to Green Wickenden, and then click Save, and you guys are all done. Once you get to this point, you'll go to Google Classroom, you'll import the photo you just did into Google Classroom, and you'll be good to go.